Hey, yo, welcome back. This is not a podcast. It's just my thoughts with Rob Markman. You know what it is. We're back. It's another day. It's another J. Cole episode. Yesterday was a doozy. The comment section was wild, but I'm happy to report that J. Cole, She Knows, is on its way back to YouTube, just like I reported it would be yesterday, all right? Like my man Justin Hunt says, shout out to the company, man. It's all happening, all right? The video is coming back. It's happening. There's no conspiracy, all right? Here's the backstory. J. Cole, She Knows was taken off of YouTube, and the takedown happened around the same time a TikTok conspiracy video was circulating that suggested Jay-Z, Diddy, and Beyonce had something to do with the deaths of Aaliyah, Left Eye, and Michael Jackson, okay? The backing track of that conspiracy video was J. Cole, She Knows. Remember in the song, J. Cole towards the end says, rest in peace to Aaliyah, rest in peace to Left Eye, Michael Jackson, I'll see you just as soon as I die, all right? So the conspiracy theory was that Jay-Z and Roc Nation had the song taken off of YouTube. I reported yesterday that the takedown had nothing to do with Jay-Z or Roc Nation, but it was a part of SESAC's negotiations with YouTube, all right? SESAC is a performance rights organization like ASCAP, like BMI, and they work on behalf of the songwriters, all right? They collect money from the songwriter for the songwriters and then deliver the money to the songwriters. They negotiate deals on songwriters' behalves, and they represent a bunch of songwriters. So deals like this, negotiations like this, they're not just representing one or two artists. They're representing all of their artists and renegotiating with YouTube to get a better rate, a better pay rate for their songwriters. So the existing contract that they had was up, and it was due to be up October 1st. And YouTube, it looked like they were in a stalemate, like negotiations just weren't going anywhere. So over the weekend, YouTube started preemptively taking songs down ahead of the contract expiration, right? Which could have been a tactic on YouTube's part. But this negotiation wasn't dissimilar from when UMG took all their music off of TikTok earlier this year, and they negotiated a new deal with TikTok. As soon as the new deal gets negotiated, the music goes back on TikTok. So the new deal between SESAC and YouTube is negotiated. It's done. Today, the president and the COO of SESAC, his name is Scott Jean-Michel, issued the following statement. I'll read it and I'll put it on the screen. He says, "We have reached an agreement with YouTube to equitably compensate SESAC songwriters and publishers for the use of their music. We appreciate the support and patience of our affiliates as well as the artists who perform those songs. During our negotiations with YouTube, our affiliates' work were unilaterally removed by YouTube ahead of the contract date of October 1st, 2024. YouTube has begun the process of reinstating videos featuring these songs." So a bunch of artists were affected. Some Adele songs came down. Green Day was affected. Burna Boy was affected. Bob Dylan. It had nothing to do with Jay-Z or Roc Nation or the Diddy case or some type of cover-up of anything, right? Look, I think the notion that, and I'll get into this in a bit, but the notion that they had anything to do with the deaths of Aaliyah, Left Eye, and Michael Jackson is come on, y'all. And first of all, that those three deaths were even related, come on. Like, let's be real, okay? And then you got to think about it. If Jay-Z wanted to take She Knows down, if he wanted She Knows, if J. Cole was doing some type of whistleblowing with She Knows, the first place it would have came down was Tidal, because Jay-Z has the relationship with Tidal, even though he sold the company, still very much attached to Tidal. Could have got it taken down on Tidal right away. The song was still on DSPs. It was still on Spotify. It was still on Apple. The only place that the song was missing was on YouTube and in the U.S. If you're outside of the U.S., because the way these deals work too, it's like U.S. rates, like a deal, a stream in the U.S. is worth a certain amount. International streams are worth a certain amount. It's all at different rates. So only in the US was the video taken down. So if Jay-Z really wanted to wipe this song from the face of the earth to cover up some nefarious thing, it would have came off a Tidal first and foremost. We wouldn't have had it on Spotify and Apple Music. So look, here's the thing. The J. Cole song samples a 2011 song called Bad Things by a group called Cults. And part of the publishing of the Cult song was administered by SESAC. So the way it works is, you know, if you sample a song, if J. Cole samples this song, Bad Things, the original writers of the song also get songwriting credit on J. Cole's song. You know, it's all about what you negotiate, but that's traditionally how it works. So Colts had a songwriting credit for their song Bad Things on J. Cole's She Knows, and part of the Cult song was administered by SESAC. So by extension, both that Cult song, that Bad Things song, came off of YouTube. J. Cole's She Knows came off of YouTube. They're all connected to SESAC in that type of way. Yes, Bad Things also samples a speech from Jim Jones, not the rapper Jim Jones, the cult leader, the mass murderer who led the People's Temple, did terrible things. So yes, the cult song does sample some vocals from Jim Jones. Does that help the conspiracy theories? No. But the truth is, it has nothing to do with Diddy. It has nothing to do with Diddy's case. It has nothing to do with Jay-Z. It has nothing to do with J. Cole. It has nothing to do with the late Aaliyah or the late Left Eye or the late great Michael Jackson. You got to stop and you got to listen how that sounds. And you also got to think about these conspiracies and these videos and these things that we share, right? How does it make the family of those artists feel? Those artists who passed away. How does it make their families feel to see, you know, it's bad enough you have to still deal with the pain of losing a loved one like Aaliyah, like a Left Eye, like a Michael Jackson. Like the fans feel away for sure, but the families still have that hole. They still have that missing part. So when we spread these things on, so how does it make the families feel? How does Aaliyah's brother feel like having to open up his social media app and have to relive this horror again for something that isn't even true? You know what I'm saying? How does Michael Jackson's kids feel, or his brothers, you know what I'm saying, and his sisters feel to relive that thing when they open up a social media app for something that's not even true, especially after Tito just passed. Rest in peace, Tito Jackson. The same thing with Left Eye. So does that really help their loss? Does that really help the healing? Look, Diddy's going to have his day in court. He's going to have to answer for all that he's accused of. And it was some terrible and heinous things, all right? You know, we don't need to, like, what Diddy's being accused of is terrible enough. I don't think we need to add and make up more terrible things to put on top of what he's being accused of. What he's being accused of hurt a lot of people. He's going to have to answer for that, and he's going to have his day in court. The truth of what we see, of what's in front of us right now, is terrible enough. I don't think we have to pile on and kind of make up things or look for things to add on to it. And obviously the case will play out, and maybe we'll find some things out that we didn't know. But just this intentional of just piling on, like having to make it worse, like if it isn't bad enough, it's bad. It's bad. The fact is, look, most here won't hear this message. You know what I'm saying? I mean, there's a lot of y'all who are the regulars to this channel who you know, we have productive conversation. You know how we do. But most people won't hear the message. If you kind of believe in this, you believe in this, and you made up your mind, and you don't want your mind to be changed. So most won't hear the message. The other fact is, a lot of y'all are bots in the comment section. So that's the other thing. You know what I mean? Like a lot, but bots are controlled by real people. So you got to ask yourself, who's programming these accounts to spread this thing, and what's the reason? You know what I mean? But if we get a couple people, right? I'm cool if I get a couple people watching this who may have felt differently yesterday, to just look at these situations and just be a little more open-minded. Even if you don't agree with me, just be a little more open-minded. Just be a little more level-headed. You know, because I saw some wild comments yesterday. People were saying I was working to cover things up, that I was being paid to make the video. I was being paid by Roc Nation. Like, I'm definitely not on Roc Nation's payroll. The only pay I get, I guess, is you see the views go up, and however many cents YouTube pays per view. There's nobody paying me. There's nobody funding this. This is me just doing this because I love to do it, man. I love to report on the music. I love to report on the culture. So I'm going to come up here and give you the truth every time as I know it. I'm going to do my best to give you the truth. I'm not perfect, but I'm 20 years into this, right? I kind of know my way around this thing. I'm going to do my best to give you the truth every time as I know it. And there's going to be times that I give my opinion. And when I give my opinion, I will make it known that this is my opinion. But still, all of that will be in good faith. Even my opinion, my thoughts, even if you don't like it, is not meant to purposely mislead you. And if I'm wrong, I'll get up here and say that I'm wrong. Like I have no problem doing, that's what we did in news when I worked, used to write for the newspaper or even Double XL and MTV News, the newsroom, man. If you got something wrong, you printed a retraction. You updated the story. So if ever I'm wrong, I'm always going to come up here and tell you, hey, man, hey, y'all, I got that one wrong. I'm sorry. We're going to do better next time. But what I hope from this is that at least some of y'all think twice about spreading the disinformation and the panic and, and that all of us watch out for the people in media, the people who pose as truth tellers, who look to purposely mislead you. You know what I'm saying? The people who bank on your fears, the people who bank on your outrage. If they're scared, they'll share this. They'll tell a friend because, wow, this is so terrifying. If they're scared, they'll share this and I'll get more engagement and I'll get my things up and I'll get more followers. Man, if I see this and this upsets them, we share more stuff when we outrage. You ever share something that you like you might have saw a whack song that you didn't like, and then you'll go and you'll share it and be like, man, this is so corny. This is trash. This sucks. You're helping build that song up. Whether you like it or don't, you're sharing it. There are people who bank on your outrage. There are people who bank on your fears. All right. There are people who purposely mislead you just to get engagement. So be more mindful of that. They're taking advantage of you. And I just want better for us at the end of the day. I want for us to have healthy and helpful conversations. Feel me? Until the next time, man. And we're going to be on the watch out, but she knows it's coming. If it ain't up by the time this video is up, it is coming. Trust me. I promise the video is back on its way and all the other videos that got affected in the U.S. on this. All right? Peace.